Welcome to Sleepy Tales. My name is Mateus, and before we begin today's story, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to our channel and leave a comment below saying, "I'll sleep well tonight." Now, sit back, relax, and let's dive into tonight's tale. The sun was just starting to rise over the horizon as the group of explorers boarded their small boat and set sail for the mysterious island in the middle of the ocean. The island had been the subject of many rumors and legends for centuries, with tales of hidden treasures and lost civilizations. The group was determined to uncover the truth and explore the island, hoping to make the discovery of a lifetime. Leading the group was John, a seasoned adventurer with years of experience exploring remote locations around the world. He was accompanied by his trusted companions, Tom, an expert in technology, Sarah, an archaeologist, Jack, a seasoned guide, and Mark, a skilled sailor. Each of them had their own expertise, and together they made a formidable team. As they approached the island, they could see that it was covered in thick jungle, with a large mountain rising up in the center. John steered the boat towards a small cove on the north side of the island, where they could land safely and begin their exploration. As they disembarked from the boat and set foot on the island, they felt a sense of excitement and anticipation. They knew that they were about to embark on a great adventure and uncover secrets that had been hidden for centuries. They began to make their way through the dense jungle, using their machetes to clear a path. The air was thick with the sounds of birds and insects, and they could feel the humidity weighing down on them. Despite the challenges, they were determined to push on and discover what lay ahead. After several hours of hiking, they came across a small clearing in the jungle. In the center of the clearing stood an ancient stone temple, its walls covered in intricate carvings and symbols. The group knew that they had found something special and began to explore the temple, searching for clues that would lead them to the treasure they had come to find. As they made their way deeper into the temple, they came across a hidden chamber that had been sealed for centuries. Inside the chamber, they found an incredible hoard of treasure, gold, jewels, and ancient artifacts that were worth a fortune. But as they reached out to touch the treasure, a loud rumbling noise shook the temple. The ground beneath their feet began to give way, and they realized that they had triggered a deadly trap. The walls of the chamber began to close in on them, threatening to crush them. With no time to waste, they sprang into action, working together to find a way out. John used his knowledge of ancient traps to disable the mechanism, and the walls began to slowly retreat back into the walls of the chamber. Breathless and shaken, the group emerged from the temple, clutching their newfound treasure. They knew that they had just narrowly escaped death, but they were thrilled by the prospect of what lay ahead. As they made their way back to the boat, they were filled with excitement and a sense of accomplishment. Little did they know, however, that their adventure was far from over. They were about to discover a shocking twist that would change everything they thought they knew about their journey to the mysterious island. As the group of explorers made their way back to their boat, they couldn't help but feel a sense of unease. They had just narrowly escaped a deadly trap in the ancient temple, and they knew that they still had much to uncover on the mysterious island. As they boarded the boat and set sail, they began to discuss their next steps. Sarah, the archaeologist, suggested that they continue exploring the jungle to find more clues about the lost civilization that had once inhabited the island. Tom, the tech expert, suggested that they use his drone to survey the island from the air and uncover any hidden structures or landmarks. John, the seasoned adventurer, listened to their suggestions and weighed the options carefully. He knew that they needed to be cautious and stay alert for any more traps or dangers on the island. After much discussion, they decided to split into two groups. John, Sarah, and Tom would continue exploring the jungle, while Jack and Mark would stay behind to guard the boat and keep watch for any potential threats. The jungle was thick and treacherous, but the group pressed on, using their machetes to hack through the vines and undergrowth. They came across several more ruins and structures, all covered in the same intricate carvings and symbols as the temple they had discovered earlier. Sarah was particularly excited by the discoveries, as she believed that they were getting closer to uncovering the secrets of the lost civilization. Tom's drone proved to be a valuable asset, as it was able to survey the island from the air and identify several landmarks and structures that were not visible from the ground. They discovered a network of underground tunnels that led deep into the mountain at the center of the island, and they knew that they had to explore them to uncover more clues about the island's mysterious past. As they made their way through the tunnels, they came across a series of traps and obstacles that threatened their progress. John used his knowledge and experience to disable the traps, but they knew that they couldn't let their guard down for a moment. They were in the heart of the mountain, and they had no idea what dangers lay ahead. Finally, they reached the end of the tunnel and emerged into a large cavern. In the center of the cavern stood a massive statue, towering over them like a giant. The statue was covered in the same intricate carvings and symbols as the ruins they had discovered earlier, and they knew that they had uncovered something truly remarkable. But as they approached the statue, they heard a loud rumbling noise from deep within the mountain. The ground began to shake, and they knew that they had triggered another deadly trap. They raced back towards the entrance of the cavern, but they knew that they were running out of time. With a deafening roar, the mountain began to collapse around them. The group sprinted towards the tunnel entrance, dodging falling rocks and debris as they went. Just as they were about to make it to safety, a massive boulder fell from the ceiling and blocked their path. Trapped and with no way out, they knew that their adventure had taken a dangerous turn. They were in the heart of the mountain, with no way to call for help and no way to escape. They could only wait and hope that their companions back at the boat would come to their rescue. But as they huddled together in the dark, they couldn't help but wonder what other secrets the island held. They had come so far and uncovered so much, but they knew that their journey was far from over. They were in the middle of an adventure that could change their lives forever. Back at the boat, Jack and Mark anxiously waited for their companions to return. As the hours ticked by, they began to worry that something had gone wrong. They knew that the island was full of danger, and they feared the worst. But just as they were about to give up hope, they saw a flicker of light in the distance. It was a signal from John, Sarah, and Tom, and they knew that their companions were still alive. They quickly prepared the boat and set sail towards the island, determined to rescue their friends. As they approached the island, they could see the mountain in the distance, shrouded in smoke and dust. They knew that they had to act fast, as time was running out for their companions. With a combination of skill and luck, they navigated their way through the jungle and reached the entrance to the tunnels. They could hear the faint sounds of their friends calling out for help, and they knew that they had to act fast. With all their strength, they pushed the boulder aside and raced into the tunnels. They could see their friends huddled in the darkness, surrounded by the rubble and debris of the collapsed mountain. Without hesitation, they worked together to clear the debris and free their friends. It was a grueling and dangerous task, but they refused to give up. They had come too far and risked too much to let their friends perish in the mountain. Finally, after what seemed like hours, they emerged from the tunnels and into the bright sunshine. They were battered and bruised, but they were alive, and they knew that they had accomplished something truly remarkable. As they made their way back to the boat, they couldn't help but reflect on the incredible journey they had been on. They had uncovered the secrets of a lost civilization, braved deadly traps and obstacles, and come face to face with danger at every turn. But most importantly, they had formed a bond of friendship and trust that would last a lifetime. They had relied on each other in times of peril, and they knew that they would always be there for each other, no matter what adventures lay ahead. As they sailed away from the island and towards the horizon, they knew that they had accomplished something truly extraordinary. They had embarked on an adventure that had tested their limits and pushed them to their very limits, but they had emerged stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever before. And as they looked back at the island, with its ancient ruins and hidden treasures, they knew that they had left their mark on history. They had discovered something truly remarkable, and they knew that their adventure would be remembered for generations to come. Thank you for listening to this bedtime story, and remember, if you struggle with falling or staying asleep at night, click on the first link in the description for the ultimate solution to your problem. Now, choose one of these two videos and continue on our journey in the world of bedtime stories.